Well, it's a story that captured the attention of Western New York for weeks last fall, the death of Buffalo police officer Craig Lehner. And you may remember he died during a training exercise in the Niagara River in October.
And new reporting tonight by our nonprofit partners over at Investigative Post shows just how dangerous it was to put a trainee into the swift current that day. For the first time tonight, we are looking through Coast Guard records of the search and the rescue operation.
Daniela Porat has this Two on Your Side Investigative Post original.
We still don't have all the answers on what happened to Officer Craig Lehner when he drowned last October 13th during a training dive in the treacherous waters of the Niagara River. Buffalo police officials aren't talking, and Lehner's family has filed a notice of claim with the city, the precursor to a lawsuit. In February, I reported that Lehner wasn't sufficiently trained or equipped to handle the swift currents of the Niagara River. I've kept digging and have obtained new documentation that sheds more light on the rescue operation.
What's a safe current to train in for swift water diving? Experts say between 1 and 4 knots. But on the day Craig Lehner trained in the Niagara River, the currents were going between 8 and 12 knots.
None of the half-dozen experts I interviewed wanted to speak about the specifics of Lehner's drowning and the search operations. But the best practices they described differ from what's done here in Buffalo. For starters, trainees shouldn't dive in waters moving as rapidly as the Niagara River.
The faster the current, the more difficult it is to control yourself as a diver. Currents continue against an object. So whether it's a branch or a stump or a car, under the water, you can get pinned. And if you don't have the ability to break free, then you're kind of stuck there until somebody can come and help you.
Investigative Post obtained records from the U.S. Coast Guard through a Freedom of Information Act request that detailed the search efforts. What they show is that the Buffalo police weren't equipped to dive in these rapid currents.
Soon after Lehner got trapped underwater, the Buffalo sector of the Coast Guard sent a response boat. Keep in mind, the Coast Guard doesn't have dive teams at the ready to conduct underwater rescues. Its search and rescue operations are geared towards saving people at the water's surface. Lehner was diving about 25 feet underwater. The day after Lehner drowned, the Coast Guard received a request for assistance in identifying a more qualified dive team due to the significant current in the area. Local divers on scene were not comfortable diving in that current. State police divers and the Rochester Police Department did dive, however. On October 17th, 5 days later, Craig Lehner's body was recovered from the Niagara River. For Channel 2 News, I'm Daniela Porat with Investigative Post.